mind-boggling, pathetic. When I listen to these speakers talk about races, I can go into that. I know my lifetimes. I know the lifetime I had before I even came to the planet, which I didn't even talk about because of what's being done about it already. Mr. Goody is talking about the blue race, and you hear all about that as well. And when I talked about Atlantis, and I talked about 9 different races there, the blue race was one of them, the green race was another. I mean, Krishna was of the blue race. Queen Tara was of the green race. Setab was of the black race. I mean, there was beings of different races there. Most of the higher reformed, aware beings and the groups of people that they stayed with left. Picture going camping with a bunch of drunks. Sorry, drunks, but that's how we're going to create this image. And you're not a drinker. And you're sitting by the fire, and you're all popping a can of beer open, chugging it down. You go, hey, bro, what do you think about women? All right? And in your mind, you're thinking about death and what's going to happen after death. How long do you think you're going to play the game? How long do you think you can communicate together and really get anything out of it? And then they say, well, we're all equal. No, you're drinking beer and I'm not. We're not equal. Oh, because you don't drink, you're better? Well, the word's not better. Equal means you're the same exact thing. And somebody's cooking. It's coming in my window really strong. It's a matter of what that leads to, what it accomplishes, what it does. Most hobbies, expressions of fun and excitement are temporary cheap thrills, is what I call them. Making love, having sex, all right? Jumping off a cliff, skiing, skating, paragliding, whatever. It's a cheap thrill. It lasts for a short period of time. Does it help anything except stimulate you for the moment that you're in that experience? So people, when I say that one of the most important things to learn in life is how to get out of the body. And why is that? Because the body is a temporary car. If you bought that one out and bought the cheapest car on the market and drove it for 100 years, it wouldn't be around, it wouldn't be together, it wouldn't be running, how many times you would have had to fix it and all those kind of things. Well, isn't it easier to let go of that car? Sure, you can go out and buy another car and start all over. But how about saying, wow, I don't even need a car. I can get around without it. And I'm talking about your spirit body as soul, when you are aware. It's different. So different. So much more important to soul when it experiences things that it can attain without being in the same humdrum program. Sex is so important. Drinking's so important. And even smoking was so important for a long time. And it still boggles me that people still smoking cigarettes. Do they still dress the same way they did 60 years ago? I'm 65. So when I was young, things were so different. Everything was. We didn't have a TV. I had one of those clip-on radios, and that's the only way I listened to the music, and the Beatles just came out when I was 12. So, technology is good in some ways, but usually not. Did computers really make us better people? It made us technically smarter, more agile. I'm trying to think of the right word, where you can function with toys and play better with them and stuff. But does it help you at a soul level of awareness? if you would pull out of your body right this second, what would you do? What do you think you could do? What do you think it would look like? You don't think those questions are more important than, should I get a baked potato today or get a hot dog? We put so much time. I mean, I'm not saying eating's wrong. We don't eat, we don't live on this planet, in this realm. But where is your attention? Listening to these people go on about what these aliens are going to do for us? Let's attack it. Let's attack it every which way we can. I wish Sargel was here, and we could get into that a little deeper and more of a, because he's been around the world, the whole UFO world as well as I have, and even greater in a lot of different ways. So I always try to keep my end spiritual. And even that's harder because more people are into UFOs now and aliens than spiritual. And if they're spiritual, they're using that as a guise to make them more connected to aliens. When the aliens came here, built pyramids to teach us what? To be more developed beings. What's a developed being? Do these people know what the word angel means? Do they know what a deity means? What are you going to become? Because you think you're six-dimensional being right now? You're better? You think any race is going to come down and give you a truth that's going to make you a better person? Well, you got 10 million people out there talking about telling you that, making you believe it. And too many people are. Well, the big wave, check it out, is called the Skinwalker Ranch. Alright, it wasn't big. Not a lot of things really happened there. Mr. Bigelow, who is a very rich person on this planet, is putting all the space stations up in space, owned it. I have a friend in Hawaii. He flew him out there to buy his pictures from him. And the person, I'm not good friends with him, but I'm friends with him. He said, no, I don't want to sell them. And Bigelow says, I'll buy them whatever you want. He goes, no, they're online. They're free. No, I want to buy the copyrights. He goes, no, they're free. Do you understand the word? They're free. So when Mr. Bigelow went to, oh man, they deny it every which way. Move on. And the lie is that they did take money. And Bigelow did take a lot of their proof, which is not proof. We don't have any proof of UFOs, really. I mean, if you talk about Sargel and I, we got thousands of pictures that we shot together or one or each other by ourselves as well in a short period of time. We didn't go to other people to ask them what they think and what they shot or what they feel and things. No, we went through it all. In, I think it was 97, Sargel and I was in New York City in front of a couple hundred people at the Whole Life Expo, or New Life, one or the other. And I walked around the room shooting pictures while he lectured to the people in the room. Almost every picture I shot had orbs on them. And right before the ending of the conference, I went up there, handed him the camera, he put the film on a projector and it showed what we shot. I mean, I shot a being inside the room, no lie, I have a picture of her, this white beam coming down her head, down the side of her body. And she was sitting in the audience. So my idea was to catch her before she left the room. So I stayed by the door watching everybody leave. I never saw her leave the room. I'm not making this story up. Why would I? It was an incredible story when it was happening. Still don't understand it, but whether she was really there, whether she was a dimensional being or what. And we did get this light pouring down her and stuff like that. And she was right there in the middle of the room. But we never got to see her leave. I never got to say goodbye or hi to her. So we did the show on orbs. And we showed everybody orbs. And we went public with the word orbs. We were the first people to do that. Yeah, I know we have names like people out in Arizona and things that claim this and that about orbs and things. Well, What are they really? How many people deal with them at that kind of a level? Oh, they're good. How do you know? See, mankind always makes everything good. Like Lucifer can be standing there with a Halloween costume on of Jesus, just for a twisted idea, and everybody goes, well, he's the greatest person there is. Really? How about it's a costume? Oh no, he's the real deal. Why? He just said so. He said he's Jesus. Well, I'm God. Do you believe I'm God? Of course not. So why do you believe he's Jesus? Or if he was just like Moses or anybody. But then now, reincarnating, which I spent half of my life exploring and working with, I became aware of all my past lives as well. We reincarnate usually one step forward. Whatever we know, we take it to the next level, meaning next life, next body, and we got a little more to move forward with. Some people lose everything that they had in that lifetime and the lifetimes before that and start all over again. So obviously, every time you come back to life, you can stick your hand in the fire and go, oh, that's hot, and learn all the things all over again. Until you go beyond that. I danced in fire half of my life. I learned about being in touch and being one with the fire. Being one with it doesn't turn me into a fire, but adjusting to the vibration of what that means. Nobody, not one soul on this planet, I'll put my life on the line on that one, could adjust to the level of God. No one. If you say you talk to God, it would destroy you. The vibration of that alone. When people, well, they talk to me and they said, what? They talk telling you this and that and the other thing? You wouldn't be able to stand next to it for more than one split second. It's like trying to take the biggest computer on the planet and sticking your brain inside there for 2 seconds to see if you're smarter than it. Obviously, you're not even close. And you think you can put all that knowledge in your brain? Definitely not. So, the contradictory is amazing. With these big-name speakers coming out, saying these great stories, sure, government people, and space people, space program people, and things like that. Why, I had the first astronaut on my show. And you know what he said? He never saw anything. No space person, nobody in anywhere ever came to him to show him anything. Now, and I'm not lying about this. Check it out. The first astronaut was the person they created the space program for. Really. He was on 6 flights. So, is he important to the space program? Of course he is. Did he say anything? He cannot say. I called him up with really, really, really important information. And I started to tell him, and he was, oh, sorry, I gotta go, and hung up on me. He can't even deal with the truth right now. Whether it's just the money he gets from the government, what they do for him, however that goes down, is one thing. But he was definitely not willing to even touch the idea of what I wanted to tell him, and it was just him and me. But when I had him on my show, what he would say, we saw things in space. But he said, we never saw anything here. So, how many people do you want to believe? How many people get programmed? How many people get the power? I talked about Nick Baggage and the HARP system, what they can do with that, mind power, being able to send signals into anybody's brain, anywhere on the planet. Like how they created the Galactic Confederation. Ashtar Command. Oh no, they're real beings. And how come they didn't do one thing ever when all you hear is they're going to be here this month, they come in next year at 6 o'clock, and they're here, well, they did it in another realm, and it's always twisted fairyland stories. When an alien ship lands on the planet, everybody will know. Because they're going to make sure of that. It's already past the point of, like, why they did come here, and why they do these little things. But when a mothership comes here for real, not those beautiful blown-up ships or over these pictures and stuff like that, but a real mothership comes over the planet, just like the movie V, everybody will have to see it. Now, there's a really beautiful picture of your